Okay, so this first day of 3.6, we're going to be writing equations from a given graph that is thrown at us. So, let's look at this first one. Okay, so I know it starts at -1, and we have to have our x value here. So it is an open dot, and it is anything that is greater than -1. Okay, so if I want my arrow pointing the correct direction, I need to make sure my variable sits on my left side, and then now my arrow connects to my point direction. Okay, make sure it doesn't have the line underneath it because it's an open dot. Okay, and then if I plug in other values, so say I plug in 0 here to check to see if my equation is true. Is 0 greater than -1? Yes. Okay, we could try another one. Is 1 greater than -1? Yes. Okay, so here is my equation. So again, if you want to do your little cheat arrow thing, you have to make sure your variable's on the left side. Okay, so it's 2, and it's going to be a closed one. So if I want to do my cheat arrow, I can, as long as my variable's on the left side. Okay, and then I can plug in answers to see if it's true. Okay, so 0 should be true because it's in my shaded region. So is 0 less than or equal to 2? It's less than, so it works. We could plug in -1. -1 is less than or equal to 2, so that works. So this is the correct answer. Okay, this one starts right here, so at 3, so we have our x, and it looks like my arrow is going this way. Okay, so I have to point it that way. It is an open dot, so I need no line underneath it. Okay, now I need to make sure my variable's on the left side if I'm doing my cheat arrow thing. So there's my arrow, should be pointing to the left. Okay, now let's check some answers. So it looks like 2 would work, 1 would work, and 0 would work. 0 is the easiest. Is 0 less than 3? Yes, it is. Okay, let's try 1, because 1 is also in my shaded region. Is 1 less than 3? Yes. So we know that our equation that we made is true. Okay, looks like this one's at -2, and my arrow is pointing to the right, but it's a circle that's enclosed, so we need to make sure it has that less than or equal to in it. Okay, so it looks like some spots in my shaded region that I could try. 0 would work. So is 0 greater than or equal to -2? 0 is bigger than -2, so that works. Is 1 bigger than or equal to -2? It is, so we know our equation is true. Okay, now we're going to try one that's a little bit more difficult. Okay, they are going out. So I'm going to do the first one, and then I'm going to do the second one. I'm going to put them together this first time here. So this first one here, we know it's at -3, and my arrow is pointing to the left, but it is in an enclosed dot. Okay, so there's my first one. My next one is 1. It is an open dot, and my arrow points to the right. Okay, I can put these together with x in the middle now. So I have x. -3 is my least number out of these two, so I know my -3 is over here, and then my 1's over here. So this, my x needs to be being eaten, so it's being eaten. This one, my x is not being eaten, my -3 is, so we need to keep eating my -3. So this is my equation when I put it all together. Okay, this one, they're in the center. So I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to do the other, because this one shades in, and this one also shades in. Okay, so one is -2, and it shades to the right, so I need my arrow pointing to the right. It is a closed-in circle, so I need the line underneath it. Okay, the other one is 2, and it's pointing to the left, so I need that. It's closed-in circle, so I need that underneath it again. Okay, I want to write it in 1, so my least number is -2, my biggest number is 2, and my x has to go in the middle. Okay, my 2 here, my x is not being eaten, my 2 is being eaten, so we need to eat it there. Okay, my x is being eaten in this one, so I need to eat my x in that one. So this is how you would write it, as all in 1. So you just need to make sure you're eating the right things when you're putting it together. Okay, this one starts at -2, so we have our x. My arrow is pointing to the left, and it is an open dot, so I don't need the line underneath it. This one, it's at -1, and my arrow is pointing to the right. It is also an open dot, so I do not need my line underneath it. So I need to put it in order. -2 is the least of these, and then we have -1 with our x sitting in our middle. Okay, so it looks like x is being eaten on this one, so I need to eat x, and x is not being eaten on this one, so I need to eat my -2. This is what it looks like when you put it all together. So just make sure your x is in your middle, your smallest number's on the left, and your biggest number's on the right, and you need to be eating certain things with your inequality. Okay, so here's another one that they're going in the center, so this is going this way, and this is going this way, but they share their middle. So we got x and -2, and it's going to the right, so I need my arrow going to the right, but it's a closed-in dot, so we need our inequality to have the line underneath it. My other one is 0, and my arrow is pointing to the left, so I need my arrow pointing to the left. Again, it's a closed-in dot, so I need that closed in. Okay, so let's put our x here. -2 is my smaller one, so let's put it on the left, and 0 is my bigger one, so let's put it on the right. My x is not being eaten, my 0 is being eaten, so let's put our 0 being eaten. And my x is being eaten in this one, so I put our x being eaten in this one. So here's my final answer. The reason I'm wanting you to do this extra step here is because now our next lesson we're going to be going from this step here, and then we're going to have to graph it. So I need you to understand what it's like broken down from the big step.